creative friends. It is Ann coming to you on a Thursday morning. I hope you've had a blessed week so far. I am trying to find ourselves on my iPad, so give me just a second here. There we are. Can't believe it is Thursday already, and I can't believe that July is over. My goodness, ladies. Time has gone by so fast. I hope all of you will get some relief from the weather. I know it's going to be a little bit cooler, but I am hoping, I'm trying to see what you guys can see to see where I need to move the camera to. Can you guys see? This is the other side of our welcome round that we created the other day. And I've painted it white stained it white first with Minwax stain. And then I used vintage blue. This is the vintage blue color. And I think I'm going to add just a little bit more vintage blue to it. Just a smidge. And then we might add a little bit of the Deco Art blue chiffon. I've got a couple of spots here that I'm not very happy the way it looks, because my white, I used white first, but my white was very thick, so I had to use a lot of water. So I'm just going to put another quick coat of this blue on there. If it gets too dry, just spritz it with a little bit of water. If you don't have enough moisture in your stain, just give it a little spritz. Just going all the way to the edges here. You can also just spritz this a little bit. It will make your stain or your paint move better. A moist edge is what you need to get things moving and to blend. So you want a moist edge so you can blend things. Our chickens out there are hooping and hollering. I think they're laying, and they always make that announcement. Hey, we laid an egg, ladies. I was trying to get this blended in. I'll get me a little bit more paint because I'm running out. Or stain. I keep calling it paint. It's stain. Who is excited about the new fall release? On the 2nd of August, it'll be available. They are ready to ship. If you have not peeked to see what they have on the Essential Stencil site, take a look, take a sneak peek. There is some fantastic stencils in that bundle. And I am just as excited about the stencil bundle as I am about the transfer bundle. There are some amazing transfers in there. That looks good to me. Sun's coming out. And again, this was vintage blue. I just put a coat of white stain on the bottom. Then I used the vintage blue over top, and it blended out to this nice frosty background color that we are looking for. Let's tighten this lid back up. And this one is a semi-transparent. My white was a solid. Sorry for the noise, but I want to make sure that my can is closed. And this is what I used. Set that down. Let's dry this back up again so that we'll be able to put our stencil down. I am gonna put a little line in the middle, and I will show you that here in just a second. We're going to use two different stencils. We're going to use a snowflake stencil. Oh man, I forgot to bring my other snowflake stencil up here. Ladies, I am going to have to run down real quick and get the other snowflake stencil. It is downstairs waiting to be washed, and I forgot to grab it. My idea is not going to work without the other stencil. Well, if you wouldn't mind entertaining yourselves for just a moment, it'll give this a chance to dry a little bit more because it's still a little tacky. And we are going to be using the Winter Blessings and the snowflake out of this one, but I wanted the other snowflake one. I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves, ladies. I am back, ladies. I apologize for that. I thought I had everything covered, but I didn't. We are also going to use the snowflake stencil out of the add-on from 2024. All right, let me put this to the side. All good. I'm going to sand it one more time. I like a smooth surface. And I've made a mark right here. And the mark right here where my half point is. And that's where I want to divide it out and put that little blue line on there. And if I'm lucky enough, let's see, will these fit? Yes, they will. There is one, and I am reusing tape, so let's see, this is I think that'll work. move it down a little bit on this side. Look, I'm just going to make a little pinstripe across here. Feels like it is too high up right there. Let's see if that's better. That looks better. Make sure this is down. If we have bleed, we'll always sand it off. And I am going to use the Victorian blue to put that pinstripe on there. I don't see any comments, so if you're commenting, I cannot see you. I've got my camera turned backwards. My phone. So I am not seeing anything. And I am just going to use one of the dome brushes to put that little pinstripe on there. And I don't want much of a pinstripe, and you offload these just as you would your other brushes. And I thought these blues will match really good together. I want a kind of a vintage look. That's why I chose this vintage blue. I have created another round like the one on the other side here because my customer wanted it a more light colored, more white. So this one will be available for sale. Oh, got a lot of paint on there. I don't need that much. And I always go to the offload spot first before I use dip back in to get more paint. You can also divide your round in half and paint one half a different color than the other half. There are so many different options that you can use to create a round. You don't always have to put things straight on there. You can add angles. You can half it this way, you can half it horizontally, vertically. There are so many different ways that you can make a round and make it personal or personalized. And that's what I did yesterday with the sunflower side. I showed it to my customer, and they wanted it a little bit lighter, and they wanted it more yellow sunflowers. And that is the amazing thing about these stencils. You can make this anything that you need it to be. And I am going to get rid of this because it's got more paint on there than we need. And there's our little horizon line. That's what it looks like a little horizon line. Just a little pinstripe to help us with the rest of our design. On the top, we are going to put Winter Blessings, which I love. And this stencil has so many other awesome things on here. But the top, we're going to put Winter Blessings. And get that out of the way. And again, the nice thing is, it is 16-inch stencil, so you can line it up with your board and it will fit perfectly on here. Winter Blessing is going to be in that Victorian blue that we just used, and I am going to use a 3/4 inch brush. I'm going to load my brush. About that much. It is still too wet, so I'm going to come over here and offload a little bit. I love this Victorian blue, and I think it is a really pretty vintage color and a perfect winter color. So this round can be used for many month, because you have the sunflowers on one side and the winter on the other side. So you have lots of uses out of this one door hanger. And I've already put holes in there. I will add wire to hang it with. If your rounds are big enough, you can put eye hooks on the top. But I used my crocodile to put 2 holes in it. And I'm still not seeing comments. I did post late last night that I was going live this morning, so I am hoping that Facebook is sending those out. But we never know. If you want to, you can put blessings in a different color. I am just going to do it all the same. And then I'm going to do the snowflakes in a different color. I always go to the offload spot and pick up some more paint, and then I'll go back to the loading if I don't have enough on my offload spot. I'm going to go back over the W to intensify that color. I'll go over it one more time. I think that looks good. This is what it looks like so far. Had a bristle right there. It's like, ooh, where'd that bleed come from? It wasn't bleed, it was just a bristle. Those two snowflakes I am going to do in Whispering Turquoise. And what is my dimensional paste? Hey Rachel, you think I've been doing this for the first time? I didn't get my dimensional paste out, didn't get this out. This is dimensional paste that I've bought at Michael's a while back. It was on sale and I was like, I'll try out and see what it is. You can use joint compound to make a raised stencil. There's all kinds of different modeling pastes that you can use. I'm just scooping some out. And I'm going to put it on my plate right here. And I'm going to add the Whispering Turquoise. That's looking there. Just a little stick. That's all we need. Oh, our chickens and roosters are vocal this morning. Put that to the side for right this second. Then I'm going to use my flatter putty knife, not putty knife, what are these things called? Yeah, these things. Honey, you would think I'm doing this for the first time in my life. What are these things called? Ladies, I'm losing my mind. Palette knife. That's what they are called. Tell me, I feel like I'm doing this for the first time in my life. You guys have never had days like that, did you? Where things just don't come together. Oh my goodness. Hey, don't give up. Just keep rocking with it. And that's what we do. We just keep rocking with it. I want to make sure that I've got everything covered really good. Because I want all the detail to show up. I'm just smoothing it out because I want a smooth snowflake. Let's do the little one. And again, you can use this, the joint compound. There's other dimensional paste, texture pastes that you can use. There's a lot of different products on the market. I literally just bought it because it was on sale and I was just going to try, or it was even on clearance, I think. And I just wanted to try and see what it was. Now when you use texture paste or joint compound, make sure you wash your stencils quickly. Try to lift up all at once. because otherwise this will get stuck on it. You can also use a baby wipe immediately and clean it up that way. And now we're going to use this one. And see the little, it's a little bit raised. I just had a little something on there that I needed to get off. And now we're going to do the bottom. And we are going to just put these on overall, over everything. We'll close my texture paste back up. We will use it again here in just a moment. I am going up to that blue line with my snowflakes. This time I am going to tape it. And we are going to add white pearl. And a little bit of the Whispering Turquoise. No, I am going to change my mind. I am going to use the blue chiffon. Just kidding. I just want it tinted a little bit, not much. And I'm just going to use this knife that I've used for the texture paste and just mix this up. And this will have just a little tint. It'll still shimmer, but now it has just a little tint of blue. I am going to put my putty knife in my, I can't think of the word of that. I thought I had laid out another brush, but I didn't. I am going to use another 5/8 inch brush. This one has seen better days. And did you know that Essential Stencil has a big pack of stencil brushes now that you can use if you are doing workshops? You can order a big pack. I think that is amazing because that is very helpful. And I will extend it out on the sides because this does not cover all of it. So I will come back and extend that out. And I will show you what that looks like. This will just shimmer. It does not have the texture. It is just going to shimmer. And we're keeping everything in the blues like it is a frosty winter day. If you like bows, you can add a bow to the top. Some customers like bows, others don't. So I very seldom put bows on mine. Now if they request one, of course I will add a bow. Or you can ask if they're interested in having a bow on theirs. I always hold my stencil down, that way it will not move on me. And if I have to lift my finger up, I put my other hand down, because sometimes it will get stuck to your finger, and then you lift it up and it can shift. So I always push my hand down with the other hand and lift my other hand up so that it will not lift up on me without me wanting it to. I think we've got everything, all the little nooks and crannies. Oh man, that looks good. I am going to dry it real quick, and then we're going to add the corners. Scoot it over a little bit. The nice thing is you can see through here, so you can line it up to where you need just another flake or two. And I am just gonna do that. That looks good to me. And I'm just gonna do this little one. And that one is just perfect right there. That is perfect. A little bit more. Yep, that looks good too. Let me show you what that looks like right now. And it shimmers and it moves. I am going to dry this. And then I'm going to sand it real quick. Sorry ladies, I cannot see comments for whatever reason. I've got my phone turned the other way so that you can see the words, but I cannot see comments. A little extra blue right there. I'll fix it here in just a moment. Now we're going to take the other snowflake out of the July 23 stencil of the month snowflake. This one and again I am laying it all the way, line it up with that line. edge to edge. And then we're going to do two different things. Some snowflakes are just going to be in the blue, and some of them are going to be raised. So we are going to do both. And I'm just going to use that same brush that I just used. If you use light to dark, you can use the same brush if the tones are similar. And again, I will have to go over and do the edges. But we will do a couple of raised ones on here as well. I just didn't want all of them to be raised. I just wanted some of them to be raised. And I will peek and make sure that all the snowflakes look good before I lift this up. And you guys know that each snowflake is uniquely different, just like we are uniquely different. The Lord created all of us differently with different talents. And that's what I like about stenciling. You can take 10 different people, give them the same stencils, and their projects will be all uniquely different, just like we are uniquely different, like each snowflake is uniquely different. I swirl right, I swirl left, just to make sure that I get things in all the places. And this one would look cute with a little bow on the top. Get a little bit more paint. We're going to do one other step after we put our texture paste on. Don't forget these down here on the edge. And the edge of the round I will probably do in a dark brown. I'm probably going to use a brush and use stain and stain it. Alright, I am very carefully going to lift this up so that it will not shift on me. And we're just going to do a couple of random ones with a little texture paste. I still got to do this one and this one over here. I'll do that in a second. I'm going to take a little bit of that pearl white and I'm going to use the blue chiffon for this one. I know it has the dark underneath, but the blue chiffon will work. I am just going to mix all of this together. We're not going to be making many, just a couple here and there. I'm going to randomly pick a snowflake. Thank you, ladies, for hopping on. I'm so sorry that I cannot see comments. I'm going to check and see if there is an update. If I maybe missed something, an update. And I'm going to do one down here. Like I said, I'm going to do these randomly. I think I might only do 3 or 5. I don't know yet. We'll find out. We're just going to be random. We're just having fun, creating some randomness. It just will give it dimension and the different colors underneath the I can't talk. The shimmer, all of that will give it a little bit of extra touch. Well, didn't get no paste. I'm like, what's up with that? Okay, I'm gonna do this one, and should we leave it at 3? I gotta get a little bit more paste. I don't know if I want 3 or 5. I'll do this one, 3, 4, and then maybe this half one. 'Cause I want it to be random. Just randomness. That way it'll look good with our background, the way it is all blended in. Let's do this one. Kind of almost looks like frozen colors. Waiting for Olaf to jump out. And you can do the same thing with Winter Blessings and add a snowman on the bottom. That would be really cool, or a snowman scene. There are so many different ways you can use these stencils. And if you're not part of the Stencil of the Month Club, I encourage you to check it out. The club is open right now until the 13th of August. You can choose between two different sets of stencils. They're both 3 packs, either 12 by 16 or the smaller set 8 by 6. And you also have an option of an add-on if you wish to choose, though, with the 12 by 16 set. They're all coordinating stencils. You will not get those stencils on the Essential Stencil side. You would have to go to the Stencil of the Month Club. And if you are new to the Stencil of the Month Club, you can save on your first month with my code WK21. You will get 50% off on the 12 by 16 premium set, or free 8 by 6 set. And that is for your first month, and that's not including shipping or tax. And they'll come right to your door every month. I think I'm going to do this half one down there. Like I said, I like being random. I just think that would be kind of cool. If we don't like it, we can always add more. Let's lift this up and see. Oh yeah, I like the randomness and the multicolors. That turned out really good. I am going to wipe this down real quick. Let me see if I can do it without wiping it. Because we got to add, you know what? I might not even have to add any. I am going to wait in adding anything to it, because I think this looks just fine without adding anything. But if I will add, I'll add one here and one here, but I'll wait until this is dry. But look at how pretty that is with that little bit of raised stenciling, and then all the different snowflakes coming down. I just think that looks really good. And of course, I am going to take my dark blue, or the vintage blue, and we will go around the edge. I had to clean up a little boo-boo right there. Gotta make sure that you don't touch these. A little bit more paint. What do you guys think? I wish I could see comments. I think this little blue edge is pulling it all together. I am going to skip that one because that's where our raised stencil is. And let me know in the comments what you think about the different tones of blues. Whether you think that they look good together. The stacked snowflakes. And you could have made these snowflakes blend a little bit more with the colors of the background. So there are so many different options. I'm going to add a little bit more blue to the top right here. And let's give this a little bit of movement. What you guys think? I wish I could see comments. What else could we add? Or you guys like it just the way it is? Let me know in the comments. And again, this is our fall side. And then we have our winter side. So you can use both ways. Oh, I was gonna add a little bit of bling to those snowflakes up there. I was going to add a little bit of the holographic illusions to it. Better not use that one because I know sure enough I used that one and let's use this one. Add a little sparkle. Because you know snowflakes are glimmery and shimmery. So we gotta have a little sparkle. You can also add diamond dust to your snowflakes. That's also a good option. That will make it shimmer. That looks pretty good. I'm almost thinking to add a little bit of shimmer in the background. To give it some sparkle. Just random. It's kind of like a snowstorm is blowing in. I know you guys up north don't want to hear that word. I would love to have some snow down here in the south. You guys need to share. This will dry clear. All you will see is the sparkles. use a brush that you don't use often because it will kind of mess your brush up. But what a fun sun. It is definitely sparkling. And I am just using out of the lid until there's nothing left to use in the lid. Don't forget to go in between your words to give it sparkle. And don't put your arm in your raised stencils. And again, the new bundle, the fall bundle and the transfer bundle, they got two different bundles, will be available on the 2nd. And if it is anything like the primitive bundle, it will sell out in a heartbeat. So make sure that you set your clocks or set your alarm. And be ready. Again, there is wonderful, wonderful stencils and amazing transfers. Some of those transfers are just awesome. The colors have got some deep, like a maroon color flowers. Oh my gosh, they are my favorite. They are just so beautiful. So don't forget to check on those if you're interested in that. And again, my code WK21 will save you if you've never been in the Stencil of the Month Club, if you're a new member. And it'll save you on the website at the Essential Stencil page all the time. So no matter how much or how little. And today is the last day for free shipping. Because the Essential Stencil had free shipping in July, so take advantage of that. I want to see if there's any other spots that I might need a little bit more sparkle. Yeah, once that dries, it looks holographic right now and it looks pretty cool. My granddaughter is learning her letters and she recognized that that is a B, like her name. So everywhere she sees it, she's like, that's like my name, that's a B. Say, yes ma'am, that is a B. And then she goes around, here's a B and there's a B. So we play a game like, well, let's see if we can find your letters. All right, ladies, that's all I'm going to do to it. It is very shimmery on the top. It's got the reflection on the bottom. I'm probably going to come back and make this outer rim a little bit more darker to ground it. But that is all I have for you ladies today. I hope you have a blessed and wonderful day today. Stay cool. Enjoy the weather. If you can't go outside and go for a walk, do it in the evening or early in the morning. And stay hydrated. Thank you for hopping on. Sorry I couldn't see any comments. Have a blessed afternoon and a great weekend. I will see most of you for Soul-Filled Saturday on Saturday morning at 10:30, where we read verses. We have prayer verse, we have a reflection verse, and we learn a little bit more about the Lord, about each other, and how we can uplift and encourage and pray better for one another. Have a blessed afternoon.